good 3D on the SXL, but on a Game Boy Advance? That's crazy. So if you love your 3DS, thank your Game Boy Advance. Number 8. Did you know that the Nintendo Game Boy was originally as a machine maintenance man? Yes, Gunpei Nintendo in 1965 to maintain their assembly lines for their toy manufacturing. So the legendary Mr. Yokoi went from fixing machines to developing his own. Remember kids, if you try hard and apply yourself, you can do cool things, like invent video games. Number 7. Speaking of Gunpei Yokoi and old Nintendo as a company, in the 1960s, Nintendo actually manufactured a toy called the Ultra Hand. It was basically just one of those expandable plastic claws on a hook, but it blew up, and the success from it actually helped save Nintendo from serious financial downfall. The Ultra Hand kind of single-handedly saved Nintendo. And guess who invented that? Gunpei Yokoi. Yep, that was his first invention, and after that, he moved on to make the Game Boy. Number 6. The creators of South Park, Matt Stone and Trey Parker, actually created a South Park video game for the Game Boy Color. This game that the creators created themselves didn't really go anywhere because it wasn't suitable for the market because it wasn't for children, so it ultimately went nowhere. Apparently, the two famous creators actually kept the last copies of this game to commemorate and remind themselves of their first foray into video games. Of course, after this, we soon saw a bunch of licensed South Park games for Nintendo 64 and PlayStation, some good and some bad. Number 5. Did you know that the original Game Boy and the Game Boy line was only discontinued in 2003? Yes, all the original Game Boys were still alive and supported up until that time. It's actually kind of nice to see companies not ditch their products and leave them dead in the water. You know who I'm talking about. Number 4. Here's a little fun fact for you music fans. The cover of Neil Young's album Silver and Gold was actually taken with a Game Boy camera. Yes, remember the Game Boy camera? That short-lived peripheral that took really crappy, low-res, weird pictures? There was also the Game Boy printer. Do you remember that? You could take pictures and print them out all with your Game Boy. While it was totally craptastic, it was way before digital cameras, so this was kind of a big deal. And apparently it was a big deal to Neil Young, who actually is a bit of a tech nerd. Number 3. Here's a fun fact for you PC Master Race people. The Nintendo Game Boy actually ran at... What? I know, right? It actually sounds crazy, but the 1989 original Game Boy actually ran at 60 FPS. Of course, there was a ton